Welcome to session 5 of Piobaireachd with Old Black Part. And I'm John Parton in Old Black Part. And session 5 deals with grips. Now grips are made on the bottom hand, usually from low A, B, C, or D, and end usually on a note on the bottom hand. So, let's look at low A to low A grips. First, you're going to start on low A, close the chanter to low G, D grace note on low G, and open to low A. So low A, low G, D grace note, open to low A. A lot of times you're going to find a high G grace note with your grips. The high G grace note will be in front of the grip itself. So high G grace note on low A, close to low G, D grace note on low G, and back to low A. High G grace note, low G, D grace note on low G, open to A. High G, grace note on low A, close, D grace note, low A. Here's how that sounds. You got to have that first strong low G and a big D grace note to get your grips correctly. Okay, let's try increasing your speed gradually. Here we go. Okay, that's low A to low A grips. You can have a low A to B grip. Here you're going to have start on low A, close the chanter to low G, D grace note on low G, and open to B. So again, low A, low G, D grace note on low G, and then open to B. Sometimes again you have those high G grace notes. Those would be on the low A. So high G grace note on low A, close, D grace note, B. Let's do that again. High G grace note on low A, close, D grace note, B. Here we go. Here's how that sounds. Let's try bringing our speed up gradually. Here we go. Okay. Low A to C grips. Low A, close the chanter, D grace note on low G, and open to C. If you have that high G grace note in front, it's on the low A. So high G grace note on low A, close the chanter, D grace note on low G, and open to C. Again, high G grace note on low A, close, D grace note, C. Here's how that sounds. Now we'll try bringing your speed up a little bit. Here we go. Okay. You can have a low A to D grace note. Grip, rather. Sorry. Again, you're going to start on low A, close the chanter, D grace note, open to D. Again, you could have those high G grace notes, so that's high G grace note on low A, close, D grace note, D. Let's do it again. High G grace note on low A, close, D grace note, D. Here's how that sounds. And gradually increasing in speed. Okay, there are B to C grips. Here you're going to start on the B, close the chanter, D grace note, open to C. B, low G, D grace note, C. Here's how that sounds, and you can have that high G grace note again. That would be on the B. So high G grace note on B, close the chanter, D grace note, C. Here's how that sounds. And gradually increasing in speed. You can have a B to B grip. Here you're going to start on B again, close, D grace note on the low G, and open to B. Again, but you can have the high G grace note there too, so a high G grace note on B, close, D grace note, B. Again, high G grace note on B, close, D grace note, B. That's a B to B grip. Okay, and let's try that, gradually increasing speed. Okay? You can have a B to D. B, close the chanter to low G, D grace note, and D. B, low G, D grace note, D. Again with the high G grace note, high G grace note on B, close, D grace note, D. Here's how that goes. Okay. C to D. C grace note on high G grace note on C, close the chanter, D grace note, up to D. High G grace note on C, close, D grace note, D. Here's how that sounds. There are C to B grips. Here you're going to go C, close the chanter to low G, but you're not going to make a D grace note now. You're going to make a B grace note. So it'd be C, close the chanter, B grace note, and then B. So that would be C, low G, B grace note, B. Again, you can have that high G grace note. That would be on the start of the movement. So, high G grace note on C, close the chanter B, open to B. High G grace note on C, low G, B grace note, B. Here's how that sounds. A C to low A grip is done similarly, but you're going to end on low A. So you're going to have usually a high G grace note on C, close the chanter to low G, a B grace note on low G, and open to low A. Let's do that again. High G grace note on C, low G, B grace note, low A. Again, high G grace note, low G, B grace note, low A. Here's how that sounds. Hard to move that B finger, so if you're not used to moving it, you're going to have to start doing some exercises to get it to move. Now you've had one of these already. If you look at the first line of the company's lament, you had one of these movements, a C to low A grip with that B grace note. So let's look at that first line again. That's the first bar, right? Let's do it again. Company's lament. That C with attention paid to that C to low A grip. And again. Okay? Very good. So that's mostly all there is to grips. Keep in mind that when you're doing grips, you need big, strong, low G's in them, and a good, strong D grace note to separate the two low G's of the movement. So do these slowly and distinctly, and keep them distinct as you bring them up in tempo. But don't miss your low G's, and don't miss the D in between the two low G's, or you've missed the grip. Be careful also in some of those grips where you have the B grace notes. Same rules apply. Strong low G's with big B grace notes. So work on keeping your grips clean and distinct, and we'll see you for lesson number 6.